When we embody love, we are able to tap into true spiritual power and good discipline, because when love works through us, all things are possible. When love works through us, that is when we are letting our source work through us, that divine cosmic force that created the universe, right? So our world is a world of unlimited possibilities and divine potential. Now, when we're trying to tap into discipline and power through fear, everything always falls apart. Now, I'm going to talk about one of my very favorite characters from modern mythology, who embodies this idea of love creating true power and true good discipline. This character is Gandalf the Wizard from the J.R.R. Tolkien books, The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Now, in The Lord of the Rings, in Fellowship of the Rings, Gandalf is a wizard, and he embodies the idea of love because he is in service to the light. He is in service to the greater good. Now, it becomes his task to help the hobbit Frodo complete his task, which is to bring more light into the world. Now, there's a whole fellowship of individuals who are set to help Frodo accomplish this, and they start off on their adventures. Now, one of these adventures is going into the deep mines of Moria. Now, mines represent our deep unconscious, where our fears rest and wait until we're faced with the unknown to come out and scare us, right? So they're in the mines of Moria. They're being chased by goblins, and Frodo looks out across this great abyss. He looks out across what he sees as an endless darkness. And this is where we typically are faced with our own demons, isn't it? The unknown, the endless darkness, or the abyss. Now, the whole fellowship crosses this narrow little bridge, but Gandalf stands on the bridge because now, not only are they being chased by goblins, but they're being chased by a being known as the Balrog, which in Tolkien lore is an angelic being from the deep, dark depths. Now, Gandalf, through the sheer force of his will, keeps the Balrog from passing over the bridge and chasing after the party. And in his very words from the Fellowship of the Ring, he says, "You cannot pass. I am a servant of the secret fire, wielder of the flame of Anor. You cannot pass. The dark fire will not avail you, flame of Udun. Go back to the shadows. You cannot pass." Now, I did a little research into some of these words that are unfamiliar, considered elvish in the world of Tolkien. And what I found was that the secret fire is what burns at the heart of the world. It is the divine spark of life. The flame of Anor is the flame of the sun, which is where the spark of life comes from. And Udun is hell. Now, through the sheer force of his will, Gandalf stops the Balrog from going after Frodo. And I won't tell you any more of the story. You should read Lord of the Rings for yourself and find out what happens next. But see, this is what discipline and power can do for us when they come through love. It gives us the power to face our own fears at the abyss and say, "You have no power here. Go back into the shadows where you belong." And until next time, take good care.